Hello friends. In this video, we will talk about a multi-layer parquet board with a natural wood top coating and what you need to know when buying this type of flooring. Multi-layer parquet board is very widely represented on the flooring market. The natural texture, shades and pattern will not leave many indifferent to this material. Multi-layer parquet board. Please do not confuse it with engineering, which I will definitely talk about in my other video, is made according to the sandwich principle, and is presented mainly as a three-layer structure. Base, bottom layer, can be made of veneer or plywood. Middle layer, always perpendicular to the bottom and top layer. For the middle layer, wood strips or wood board are used. The top layer of the board can have a thickness of 0.6 to 5 mm. It is made of valuable types of wood, such as oak, beech, ash, maple, and other species, referred to by the common name, mahogany. The total thickness of the board ranges from 7 mm to 25 mm. What determines the thickness of the parquet board? Many have probably noticed that the thickness of a multi-layer parquet board is different, and the thicker the parquet board, the higher its cost, as a rule. The thinnest one is a base on which a natural wood veneer is glued. Thin boards cannot be repaired by scraping as the top coat is often very thin. The most common thickness of the board is from 13 to 15 mm, and the thickness of the top coat made of fine wood is up to 4 mm. The thicker the top, working, layer of the parquet board, the higher its wear resistance. Such a board, after long-term use, can be brought into good condition by scraping. The top layer can consist of solid veneer. Such a board is called a single strip. The single strip version imitates a massive board. It looks noble and beautiful due to the large area on which the pattern and texture of the tree looks luxurious. Plank 1 strip. The board can have a different surface texture due to various processing options, wood aging, brushing, reminiscent of manual processing, have a relief of a natural wood pattern or a chamfer located at the edges. Such a parquet board usually costs more. 2-lane. Parquet board imitates large format parquet. Parallel stripes are usually located with an offset. The 3-strip board has 3 segments that differ in the saturation of the hue. According to the designers, small drawing is more suitable for rooms not very busy with furniture. 3-strip parquet board has the most attractive price range. Also, there is a parquet board with a pattern. Such a board imitates the laying of block parquet very well. A board with a pattern is an order of magnitude more expensive than a regular 3-lane board. When choosing a parquet board, you should pay attention to the fact that the hardness of different types of wood can be very different. And if, for example, the coating does not have sufficient hardness, then it is better to walk on it, only in soft slippers, and lay it in an impassable place, for example, in the bedroom. The value of the hardness of a parquet board can be found in the product passport or on the packaging. The method for determining the hardness of the material is named after the Swedish engineer Johan Brinell, who invented it. The hardness value of the material is denoted as HB. In short, this method of determining the hardness consists in the fact that under a certain load, for a given amount of time, a steel ball, indenter, is pressed into the wood, after which the diameter of the resulting impression is measured. Further, according to the method of restoring the imprint, the hardness is calculated, in our case the hardness of the wood. On the given comparative table of wood hardness, you can see which wood has a higher and which lower Brinell hardness. Of course, these numbers are arbitrary, since the same type of wood may differ in hardness, in view of the peculiarities of growth, and even from the method of processing. In the United States, hardness is measured by the Jank method, which is applicable only to wood. In European countries, you can find both methods. The multi-layer structure of the board allows you to reduce the possible change in linear dimensions, deformation of the coating during temperature changes or a sharp change in humidity. Laying parquet boards, requirements and methods. The parquet board brought into the room where the installation will be carried out, at the time of installation must have the room temperature, therefore it is recommended to let it stand for at least 48 hours. In many of the instructions attached to the parquet board, there is also a warning that each package must be opened immediately before use. It is necessary to lay the parquet board on a carefully leveled base. The base must not be wet, otherwise a waterproofing layer must be installed. There are several ways of laying parquet boards. A floating way. In this case, The boards are interconnected with locks. The method is good for its speed. If necessary, the parquet can be disassembled without damage. Another widely used method is glue laying, gluing the entire board to the base. With this method of laying, in the future, it is possible to perform high-quality grinding of the floor, but if something happens, the parquet cannot be easily disassembled. In any case, when buying a parquet board from a particular company, the instructions will indicate possible installation methods, which should be followed when installing a parquet board. Parquet board care. A parquet board with a natural covering made of valuable species of wood imposes on the owner of such a floor covering great responsibility and requirements for floor care. Parquet board covered with varnish can quickly lose its original appearance, since scratches remaining on the varnish are very noticeable, especially against a dark background. A board covered with oil or wax wears out naturally and sand scratches are less visible on it, requires frequent attention to oneself. Oil treatment in residential premises must be done once every 3 months. The recently appeared UV curing oil or just UV oil allows reduce the processing time of parquet boards to once every 6 months. Advantages of multi-layer parquet flooring. Environmental friendliness and naturalness. Natural materials of the working coating have a wide range of colors and shades. Creates a unique look in the room. Cons of multi-layer parquet boards. Too soft working surface, quickly deteriorates under the influence of sand and shoes. Heels, especially the studs, not for this finish, shoe marks may remain. A floor made of a parquet board requires a constant level of humidity in the room. With prolonged exposure to heating, the floor may dry out, which leads to the appearance of gaps at the joints of the boards. Then dust and sand get into the gap, and the gap remains forever. Indoors with parquet boards, it is advisable to install a humidifier. Compared to laminate, it has a higher cost, both for the material and for the work on its installation. When making a choice in favor of an exquisite and natural coating, such as parquet boards, the homeowner must understand that in order to maintain it in proper condition, certain operating rules and mandatory maintenance will be required. But here, as the saying goes, FYOU dance you must pay the fiddler. I will also express my personal opinion. When choosing the option of covering from natural wood, I would wonder whether it is appropriate, natural wood on the floor, if, for example, furniture made of chipboard will be installed in the room. On this, let my friends finish. Do not forget to like who this video was useful. Good luck to everyone and see you soon.